And we are live. Welcome to Stack Your Live. As always, I'm Matt from the Matt Clausen YouTube channel, joined by RJ. RJ, how are you tonight?
I'm well. Shout out, there is a banner at the top of the chat that says AMA style questions. Any questions you guys have during this live, stick them there. We're trying it out to see if it's easier for us to keep the questions so we're not missing things of actual questions. Y'all be free to have comments, conversations in the chat itself. We're trying something new, so I'm giving it a shout out now.
Thank you so much. And we're joined by Craig, or KitKat37. Craig, how are you today?
I am doing all right, realizing that my Amex timeline might not be the best background. So we're like change that up a bit, but doing well.
Yeah, it could be worse.
There are many, like, I like the Centurion. It's just like over your shoulder. He's just looking at you.
Him and Elton John, just right there, watching over me.
I love that you have both of them just right there.
La, 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 la. Anyway. So, if I appear loopy tonight, folks, it's because I am. After recording Bridge Banter last night, I had issues getting to sleep, so I fell asleep around 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's been a day.
Meowmix, I appreciate the photo of the television. It brings me joy. It brings me joy every time I see myself on a television. It does.
You're a superstar.
Apparently. Hello, Tariq. Juan. Meowdy. Very nice.
Meowdy. That is his new entrance across all of Credit Card World. So, gotta love it. And happy Friday Eve. It's also payday. So,
yes.
If you have money left over, you win.
Hi, Ron. So I asked, because we're just sort of doing AMA. We're doing whatever tonight. We don't have a ton of news. No. There hasn't been like a bunch of cards. But we have questions in our Discord. Go to stackyourpoints.com. You can join the Discord there. All sorts of fun things. But one question, it's a relatively easy question, so I'm gonna hit this one first. Are you guys into multiplayer shooter games? And will you be trying the Battlefield 6 beta this weekend? And what is your pick for the best credit card for digital game purchases in this regard? We're going to start off with this as people sort of come in, because I don't know how many gamers we have, but we're gonna start here. So hit it, gentlemen.
Greg, take it away.
So yes, I am a shooter fan. I have been a gamer now. Wow, I'm just thinking about this. I got a PlayStation 1 in 1996, so that was fun. And then the Kid Cat moniker that we have is a misspelling of an Xbox 360 gamer tag that I tried to use, Kid Carter, and so it came out of Kid Catter. So that's how we got there. What was the second part to that question? I apologize.
Favorite credit card or best credit card for digital game purchases?
So I will give two separate answers. The first one that I will give, well, for cash back, I think the Amex Blue Cash Preferred, it's going to give you actually 6% back on most Apple and Android Google Play Store purchases. And surprisingly, also in the Sony purchases as well. For PlayStation. And then if you're talking about console or PC gaming, the Amex Business Gold, because Steam purchases as well as Sony and Microsoft purchases all code as electronics.
Huh.
Now, Nintendo does not, but they're Nintendo, so just use some 2X card. But that's just me.
So the only video games I play are like Madden and Pokemon. Like those are the two things that I play, like Mario Kart. But those are like my things that I will play. Like I have the Madden. Madden is coming to the Switch 2. Do you know how excited I am that Madden is coming to Switch 2? Because I have Switch 2 and I don't have an Xbox anymore. So I am very excited that I get to play Madden on my Switch 2. I have that sucker pre-ordered.
Yes.
That will be dropping. The card I use is my Hilton Business because it's 5x everything, and I don't have to think about it that hard. Like, I don't have to be like, if this code's weird or Nintendo coding elsewhere. If I had the business gold, land, I'd probably try it. But the thing with video games sometimes is it depends on how they code. Like Google Play usually codes correctly. Apple most of the time codes correctly, but it doesn't always. And it sort of depends on where you get games. If you have a 5X everything Hilton business or something like that, then you don't have to worry. It is going to code the same way it's always going to code.
I will also say this: Nintendo has never coded for me as entertainment or anything like that. But the other way, if you have a card that has a grocery store multiplier, just buy a gift card. I hate to be that guy, but this is a good one where it's just like, 4x for business gold for direct, or 4x, in the grocery store.
Yeah. Like I have gone through Mileage Plus X to buy a Nintendo gift card for
Nice.
games before. The thing is, I tend to pre-order my games if I can, right? Like I have Z to A for Pokemon already pre-ordered. I have Madden pre-ordered. So unless I'm buying something that has already been released, I am pre-ordering. I can buy Nintendo and have it set up. Do I remember always to do that? Do I remember to have the correct amount on my card so I can? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I do Mileage Plus X streak sometimes just because I can. Like if I can't do Rakuten, I might as well. I've got like 6,000, 5,000 United miles that I will probably use never. John, Bank of America customized cash rewards can be a great card. I don't have Bank of America. So for me, that is not a card I think about a lot. I don't think about Bank of America a lot. I know US Bank. I don't remember if it's the Shopper Cash. No, it would be the Cash Plus. There's a couple. There's like Best Buy. I think Best Buy is on the Shopper Cash as a thing. You can buy video games through Best Buy. So you can pick stores that have games if you go to one particular thing. So there's those options as well. It sort of depends on, like, you probably are in an ecosystem that this can work for you. Yeah. Subs always are going to sub.
Yeah.
Yep. Me, I used to play computer games. I did. I have not played computer games in a very long time, so I would be remiss if I even tried to call myself a gamer in any way, shape, or form. I play the occasional game on my phone, get enthralled with that, and then realize it's taking up way too much time than it should, and delete it. So, with the exception of like 2048 plus. So yeah, I'm not much of a gamer, but so I will not be doing Battlefield 6. I'm aware of things like Stalker 2, Escape from Tarkov. I'm aware of these games, but I do not play these games. But if you're looking for cards that'll help with that, a couple that have already been mentioned would be the Amex Surpass with the online category, as long as it codes properly. If Stream codes as streaming, which it sounds like it doesn't, if it did, any streaming card would work. The customized cash rewards that John mentioned, especially if you have platinum status with Bank of America, get that 5.25% would be nice. MLB The Show. I used to play MLB The Show. I played MLB The Show on a PSP for a while, and MLB The Show on my brother's PlayStation. I borrowed his account and just like made my own player. I played that nonsense on rookie mode, so I could do things like have a player that breaks the all-time home run record every year by the All-Star break.
I loved playing like, here's the problem. I'm a fan of baseball. I watch baseball. I am now paying attention to baseball because we're after the All-Star break. Love baseball, right? Like going to Fenway Park is legitimately one of my favorite vacations. Like I do almost every year. I don't want to play 9 innings of being both the pitcher and the batter. Like I just like make it 3 or something. Like, and I know you can change the settings, but not every single iteration of it lets you do all of the things. And it's just like, Guys, I don't need to play everything. Just let me do one or the other, please.
That is why I always played Road to the Show. That would be it just gives you the events that you're involved in.
Yeah.
Your fielding events are usually pretty whatever, but it gave you all your hitting events, and then if you got on base, you could just like set yourself to steal, or try to steal and fail.
Yeah.
But also, real-time follow-up. If any of y'all use Rove, because 51 people have signed up for Rove using my referral link, you can get 3.3 miles with the Nintendo eShop gift cards through giftcards.com. So Rove can be a stacking opportunity for you.
Yes. And as I ask questions from our Discord, guys, if you have more, please put them in the Q&A so we can answer those as well. Let's see. Okay. This is from Vincent. This is an actual question, and I'm going to ask while Kid is still... Actually, let's do Craig's first.
Yeah.
I'm new here. What's the host setup currently? Well, there's me. I'm RJ. Hi. I EP and am annoying to Matt several times a day, usually.
Many days a week.
Matt and I see each other fully 3 times a day, and I see his face a lot the 4th when I'm editing this show. So Matt and I spend literally 4 days a week looking at Matt's face in some form.
Still think he's handsome.
Well, the hair flow is fantastic. So there is that. And then there's Matt. Say hi, Matt.
Howdy, I'm Matt, and the main host for the show, and try to keep things rolling. And I am playing up the caricature of I hate all things city, even though I don't really hate all things city, but the city custom cash needs to die in a fire.
Yes. So Matt is our fearless captain of the boat. And then there's Craig, who is a fantastic person and the AA guy, because we needed an AA guy. And we have Craig, who's fantastic. Say hi, Craig.
Hello. I just saw somebody's on a 4-hour delay in Phoenix, and so I'm assuming that's on AA as well.
That does not seem fun.
Sorry, Clint.
Yes, yes, Juan. Matt is a total fox. That is a. We could put it on a shirt. We're working shirt ideas. Just like an outline of Matt with the hair flow might actually work as a shirt.
Not just a fox, a silver fox.
He is a silver fox. Lonnie is not here. Lonnie is the 4th regular host. Lonnie is the Zen master, usually, unless he gets when Lonnie goes off. It is my favorite part of the show. It does not happen often, does not happen every show, but it's a fantastic part of the show. And then there is Treek, who is on long-term assignment, and will come back at some undetermined part in the future. He's in the corner, guys. We just put him on ice for a minute. No, he's lifing. We love Treek. He does lives occasionally. So yes, that is the host rotation. Not every show has everybody. Matt has been on every show. I have been on all but one show. Craig has been on a fair number of shows, and Lonnie has been on a fair number of shows. So Lonnie and Craig are sort of the wild cards of occasionally we'll be not there, and Matt and I will hold it down with whoever else is there. So yeah, that's the host lineup.
Yep. As for, I think the question was also mentioning potential credit card setups. I run primarily Wells and Chase. RJ, you run primarily Amex?
Yes. I would say Amex and co-brands. I would say that would be how I would categorize. Because my IHG card, when I'm not doing subs, gets just so much attention. I love that card. That is such a good card. But yeah, I run a lot of... I don't really run a ton of pure Amex anymore. I run a lot of co-brands. I run a lot of Hilton. I do run some Delta, IHG. I have a Shoppers Cash and a Cash Plus that I am hitting hard right now because of life. I'm running those specifically because my grandmother, so I'm using a lot of Walmart and a lot of Amazon, because I'm sitting with her, so I can't always go out, but they can always deliver. So there is that pleasantry. So I'm in sort of a bit of a co-brand journey. I have a lot of cards. I try to have the cards I have for a reason. I am not a huge fan. I have done it, but I am not a huge fan of sub or nothing. Sub and nothing, where I just get it for the sub. The one card that is like the quintessential smash and grab, I did not want. I got it under duress. That duress was trying to prove a point against Matt that I failed by getting the card. I was trying to prove that not everyone can just sign up for the Aviator Red. And guess what? You kind of can, because I got 3 cards that day.
I think you secretly wanted it. It's fine.
You know, I kind of really want them to offer me the Aviator Silver before the book is sold to City, just because. Like, I really, if they offer it to me, I will accept.
I
Like,
support this 100%.
I mean, I want a backup airline card, and I kind of wanted the Explorer, but like AA is fine. There's actually more flights for AA out of my home airport than there is for United anyway. So
There you go.
Boom.
Um,
Have I? I can't remember.
no, you're set up.
I have
What is
parent
your-
brain right now.
Yeah.
So, fun fact: I feed quite a few large individuals. Some might say a 5-star general of the Big Back Army. So most of my spend is for groceries. So I have to. I mean, we're talking, and I don't throw this number out to be asinine, but just to say like it is important that I specialize for that. So I would say 25,000 of my spend right now goes to the Amex Gold Card purely for groceries. And then the rest of the 15,000 or so, I usually split between the Hilton Surpass or the Capital One Saver One. But for me, the biggest category is always going to be groceries. And so no matter what my setup is, it needs to revolve around that. I would say right now it is a 3-way split in spending between Amex with the Gold Card, the Saver One for everything else. We're doing really heavy travel and entertainment summer right now, so that's fun. And then a shocking amount goes on to my CSR for hotels. I'm a big co-brand person with RJ as well, and so right now with the CSR changes and the possible platinum changes, we'll see where that nets out. But I try to keep my setup grocery, Hilton, and then insert blank random travel card that's going to give me 3x on general travel. But we're moving away from Bonvoy and some of the other co-brands that I had just because my work travel is really slowing down now. So I would say for the most part, it's primarily Amex based cards, so Hilton Surpass, Hilton Aspire, Gold Card, and then other.
You are the reason that Amex has a spend cap on groceries. That was a comment in the chat, and I also co-sign that.
Okay, but like Capital One doesn't. Neither does City.
I mean, they want you to go Delta by getting the Delta card. They don't want you to go Delta by transferring 40 billion MR points from your grocery spend over.
Which now I might actually be a Delta person, and you're all going to see the transition of me from AA and RJ taking my spot there.
Do you know how excited I am if you commit to Delta? Do you know how excited that makes me?
You know, the funny thing is, it's always been my secondary personal option. It's just United and American are the easiest ways to get to Philly.
No, QC man, he absolutely maxes out the gold grocery category. Like I
actually have 2 right now.
That's not a joke. That is legitimately not a joke.
Oh, how soon? That usually happens sometime around May for me. So my grocery bill, it is anywhere between 3,700 to about 5,200 per month. It's usually heavier the beginning of the year. We do a whole cow, and my butcher codes his groceries, so we'll do a whole like 2 sides of beef, a full pig, and then just like a couple of birds. I have 3 deep freezers in my house right now, so yeah, that is not a joke, QC man. I am spending money on. I am the reason that Amex has a cap, genuinely. Because if I can get uncategorized, unlimited 4X, it would be a problem. I would probably have somebody from the Amex like abuse prevention give me a call, like, "Hey, bud, what's going on there?"
Rat Squad.
Yeah. Matt, what's your setup?
So I run primarily Wells for with the autograph and the active cash as a when I want 2% instead of 1.5. I also have the Wells Fargo Attune and the Wells Fargo Signify, which I got for the welcome offer, and some 2% business spend. Chase wise, I have stumbled my way into the full Chase trifecta of the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Freedom Flex, and the Freedom Unlimited. Right after I got the Freedom Flex, they took it away for a month, and now it's back, and nobody's worse for the wear for now. I also have the Ink Unlimited and Ink Cash, so I've got I've got like trifecta bonus. I don't have the Ink Preferred or the Sapphire Reserve Business yet. I also have the JetBlue business card and a couple of other business cards, and my only other co-brand is the Hilton Honors card, which is kind of a catch-all and where I throw my grocery spend.
Which is fair.
I didn't realize you had the Flex now. I would have assumed that you would burn it with fire.
I had
an Flex like I feel about the business green. Like it was necessity of points, not desire.
I had like a $500 charge, an emergency $500 charge, and I was like, could I get another welcome offer? Hey, I haven't gotten this card yet.
There we go.
Why not? And then Chase gave me a $16,000 credit limit. So next year, when that I'll probably turn that into a Sapphire Preferred, assuming the Sapphire Preferred is good. So yeah, those are my main cards. I got various other business cards that I use for other things. I'm one of the few people in the credit card world who got the X1 card that was the Robinhood card before Robinhood launched their Robinhood card. They bought X1 and turned them into the credit card division. Yeah, I don't talk about the card anymore.
That card doesn't like. I don't talk about the business green either, unless I'm talking shit about it. So like, we don't have to name every card in our wallets.
QC Man, they pulled it. They were apparently doing what is being stated as official is an internal refresh to the application process, but that card's getting refreshed.
Yeah, they're all getting refreshed.
Break it in terms of availability of the card, not break it in terms of the 5% categories.
So Vincent asked a question in the Discord that I'm glad Craig is here for.
Yes.
We did not know Craig was going to be here for it, but he is, and I'm excited. This is a bit of a long one, so bear with me. What do you think of the AA card lineup will look like when Citi takes over the Barclays portfolio? Examples, not exhaustive, can cover product lines, rules, multipliers, etc. Barclays cardholders are converted to existing Citi AA cards. Aviator Silver is kept as a legacy card like the Prestige. Citi makes restrictions on bonuses for Barclays customers. If you've had a red, you're locked out of, say, the Advantage Platinum Select for 4 years. Even if you cancel, Citi revamps all the AA cards and converts them, all Citi and Barclays cardholders, to the new cards. Citi adds a coupon credit to the mid-tier cards like Chase did for United. What do you, Craig? I'm going to go to you first.
Okay.
What do you think is going to happen with the AA cards? Because they kind of have to combine a bunch of, like, there's the blue, there's the silver, there's the red. I'm sure there's the purple and the diamond select preferred platinum because it's AA, so platinum's got to be in there somewhere. What do you actually think is going to happen?
So I will tell you the first thing that I'm actually afraid that will happen is that Citi is going to not make these new accounts, and that is going to pop up as a 524 slot for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I don't think that will happen, but I also don't know with Citi. Like the likelihood that will happen, probably low, but not impossible. Citi has done stupider things, right?
Citi has done many stupid things.
Many stupid things. I think so. Here's the thing. I think that there's going to be soon a card in between the platinum card, and which is there just platinum select or whatever it is, and the executive card. I think the Aviator Silver cards will probably be held over. I'm assuming the Aviator Reds will just turn into the Platinum Select cards that they have right now. That annual fee lines up perfectly. It's relatively close earning structure. I think that the Aviator Red is a better AA card specifically, but the Platinum is a better overall card if you want to put spend on it. Um, Thinking about it from a logistical standpoint, City has launched technically only one new card recently and but done a few product refreshes. I could be wrong, but like in the last 6 or 7 years, I just can't think about City launching more than one new card in a year or within a 24-month span. Because the Double Cash came out, and then that was 2012. The Custom Cash didn't come out again until what, 2018, 2019.
Somewhere around then, and they had retired the dividend to make space for the custom cash.
Yeah, I don't see, at most I could see them going to 4 cards because they're at 3 right now. The other co-branded lineups, Delta as well as United, have 4 cards. But I I can I would really love, because I right now I have the Aviator Silver. I took that upgrade offer a few weeks ago. I could see them letting that be a zombie card, because I'll just be completely forthcoming. I was absolutely floored that they allowed people to keep the City Prestige when the Elite came out, because that just, like, you know, it feels wrong. The City
That was
Prestige is. I'm sorry,
so
go ahead.
stupid. I was about to say that was just so stupid of them.
It's so dumb. It's the Prestige is just a hands down a better card. Earnings, benefits, it's truly just better. Like, there's no reason for anybody to sign up for the Elite unless they want a sign up bonus. But I could see City doing something sneaky and saying that you can't hold both the cards at the same time. You got to close one or the other. So for me, I can see them adding. It would be a cash grab, right? For people that don't. And so we make fun of me flying AA, but I fly AA enough that I don't need to purchase a Admirals Club membership. For me, I wanted the exec card because the 10x on hotels and other things, right? For people that fly AA enough, you don't really need the exec card because you'll get an Admirals Club membership at Executive Platinum. This could just be a good way to have an earner for flights or for additional outside items. I would be interested to see what they do with the business lineup, because right now that is the limited portion of it, whereas the other United and Delta, their business cards are relatively reflective of the personal side. So I could see them, if I'm a betting man, which I'm not. I'm betting man with other people's money, not my own. I could see them adding a tier in between the Platinum and the City World Elite exec. God, they need to have better names.
They should just seal the Aviator name scheme and just come up with 4 colors.
Oh, that would be great. The Aviator black, silver, red, blue. Boom. But yeah, I can see them doing that. And then I could see them actually launching some business cards. I don't think that the business cards for City is and I could be wrong, but we see so much usage of co-branded business cards. It feels like something is missing on the City side for business cards in general, both for their own proprietary cards as well as co-branded cards. So that could just be a big opportunity space for them to grow. And I could see AA, especially now, being their primary, because let's be realistic. All the people have been pooping on AA for years, but now everybody wants a City card to transfer AA miles so they can fly Emirates or Etihad or Japan Airlines, right? Like, no one's getting American Airlines miles to do domestic flights.
Nobody wants AA miles to fly AA. No,
they don't, right? Like, let's be realistic, right? Like, nobody wants these AA miles unless your flights are from Chicago to Dallas, Fort Worth, or JFK to LAX or SFO, and you're getting like the truly new, super shiny products. Nobody's trying to fly American metal. You don't want that E175 that I get from Indy to Philly every other couple of days. It's not a good time.
No, that's hateful that they don't even give you the Embraer 195. That's just pain,
right?
Because the 195 is a good airplane.
It is. Well, I'll say this. That's why I don't fly Delta, because if I connect in Detroit, I'm on a CRJ 700 or a CRJ 550, and that's just miserable.
I get at least 900s.
No, there are no 900s coming out at Indy.
I get the nice 900s. I
It's only a
look for the
45-minute flight,
900s.
though.
I look like Matt picks on the planes that I enjoy the most. And the reason I enjoy the planes that Matt picks on is because they have a row that is single seats and I don't have to have somebody next to me. So I like the small planes because I get to be by myself. It's nice. Matt, we're going to turn this live into a speculation station for a minute. What is
Also,
Citi going to
Clint,
do with
I
the
fly
AA?
India a lot. It's not just you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Matt, what is Citi going to do with the AA lineup?
So I think Vincent's right on a couple things. They're gonna, once they transition things like red to platinum, probably makes a good amount of sense. I don't know. Aviator Silver is going to stick out like a sore thumb, so they're going to probably just allow you to hold that card until they figure out what's going to happen. I think Aviator Blue was a no annual fee card that hasn't been around for a while. And then there's Aviator Business Card, Aviator Red Business Cards. Those will probably transition over to Platinum Select Business Cards. So that those are all, anything that's analogous will get moved over relatively easily. Then there's the Platinum, which kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, and the annual fee is only $100 difference between it and the Platinum / Aviator Red. So that's a little weird. There was a question earlier about whether or not if you got the no annual fee red, if the annual fee would also be no annual fee if you were offered the upgrade to the platinum. No idea right now. Barclays is literally just yellowing everything.
Barclays wants the highest amount of annual fees that they can sell to Citi.
Yeah.
Like,
they may not collect from you, but they're going to say that it's an annual fee card and go from there.
There are data points of people getting offers after like 4 months, unlike the ones that they paid the annual fee. So like, and they're waiving the additional annual fee on that. Like I can't wait to get the upgrade offer. Like I'm excited. Like I've never been this excited to hold a credit card I don't want.
I can't wait to see what the final sale number is for the back book, because Citi is going to get taken to the woodshed on this. So Platinum right now is going to stay. You're going to be allowed to keep Platinum for a while. Citi is going to kind of suss
Silver.
out, figure out. Sorry, Silver. Ugh. Silver will stay what it is for a while. I think for the rest of 2026, you're going to see those cards. Like Citi's not really going to do anything with those cards as they work with AA to rebrand and relaunch all of the credit cards. So like 2027, you're going to see the new lineup, and I think it would make the most sense that it would be a 4-card setup on the personal side where you have your no annual fee card, a 150 annual fee card, a 350 annual fee card, and then the Executive World Elite MasterCard at the top end, or maybe you turn it into Aviator Black. So you could go one of two ways. Aviator color scheme is probably a lot easier to memorize, even though that's coming from like the US Air days, but who cares? It's been AA for however long it's been AA now. Then 2027, I think you're going to see that new setup come into play, and then you'll probably also see them do the Platinum or Aviator Red business card, and then another business card at the top end. So they're going to copy United and Delta on both the personal and business side. They'll copy United on the business side because United only does 2 cards, whereas Delta has 3. The 150, the 350, and the 690, the 650. And I've heard rumor that there is a no annual fee business Delta Blue, but you have to like ask about it. It's one of their secret menu items, which Amex is known for.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm interested to see. Like I'm gonna be going through this transition whether I want to or not. So we'll see. Let's see. So Keith asked to me, tell us about your trip that you planned with your parents to Hawaii and how it came about. What's my favorite sunscreen? My favorite sunscreen is the highest SPF I can find. That is my favorite sunscreen. So I planned, here's the thing. I'm taking my parents to Hawaii. I did not plan to take my parents to Hawaii. So I do a trip. My birthday is in December. I do a trip for my birthday every year. I do something, right? So, I try to hit something I've never done before, but I do something, right? So I was looking into going to Spokane, where a good friend of mine lives. I have a bunch of coworkers out there, and it was, X number of dollars. I was not like, this is not a trip that I was like, I must plan on points. Like, I don't care. I pay cash for a good deal of my travel. And then use points sort of targeted, right? So for me, it was like, all right, it's, X amount of dollars. And then I was looking at New Orleans. I was looking at, I think at one point I pulled LA up, like just seeing what was the landscape, right? And because I'm looking at all these different places, I'm like, I just want to see what Honolulu is. Just as like a LOL. It's going to be $9,000 for this trip, and I'm going to laugh at it and then go back to planning Spokane, right? Like, that was what I was doing as I'm sitting in a cigar bar. Like, I'm sitting in, it's my Saturday. I'm sitting at the cigar bar on my iPad doing this, right? And it was $500 difference between Spokane and Hawaii. And my brain went, December in Spokane, Washington, or December in Honolulu, Hawaii. Interesting. Okay, so the base is $500. Let's see if I get what room I actually would get, right? Because there's like the internal views of just like the resort or whatever, right? And it was about $1,500 more for a oceanfront, unobstructed view of the Pacific Ocean in a 1-bedroom suite. This is flying Delta One, by the way. Over the ocean. And yes, my sunscreen does wear sunscreen. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go to Hawaii for my birthday. My birthday is very close to Pearl Harbor Day. So I will be in Hawaii for Pearl Harbor Day. I am a history person. So that is an interesting sort of thing to do, right? And then I was like, like 2 days later, I'm like, I wonder just like how many miles it would take to get to Hawaii from my home airport. Like, would it be 100,000 miles? Would it be 450,000 miles? Like, I was just curious, right? So I put in, and for a Comfort Plus seat, it was 100,000 miles for the same flight I'm taking, right? Because that is important in this. Same flight I'm taking. So I was like, I could take my parents on this little excursion, right? Like, I have 260,000 Delta miles. Like, that is enough to get them from my home airport to Hawaii and back, with them paying nothing and me paying nothing more than the trip costs already, right? And my hotel room, my 1-bedroom suite, has a pull-out couch. So the occupancy is up to 4. So it's not like I have to book them another room. It's not like we're only there for like 3 nights. So it's not like, I'm not booking another room. I ball, but I don't ball that hard. So I booked their tickets because they're my companions in Delta. So I have all of their information. So I booked them tickets, and then they got home. And I said, hey guys, I have something to tell you. And their faces like do the thing where they're like, you ever go to your parents and like, I have something to tell you. And they're instantly like running through like the lawyer bills that they're about to pay. I said, no, this is a good thing. I said, I'm taking you to Hawaii. And their instant reaction was a mix of shock, horror, and excitement, all in the same moment. So I booked myself via cash. I booked my parents via points. I did pay $500 because I was like, all right, look, I'm not paying the $2,000 each way for you to be in Delta One. If you want to pay that, go with your gut. But I did pay $500. So from Detroit to my home airport, and from my home airport to Detroit, and Detroit to my home airport, they're in first class. So we can sit together for that portion. It's a 2-hour flight. I was being nice. I'm like, be with me. I really just wanted them to be with me for that final descent in, so I didn't have to wait for them after getting off the plane from the 14-hour flight. But I upgraded them on the way there too. So yes, I'm taking my parents to Hawaii. And it's costing me only the $500 that I upgraded them. And I didn't have to do that. That was just me being nice. So
Super nice.
I was talking to my mom and I'm like, so are we gonna like flip a coin to see who gets the bedroom when we get there and who gets the pull-out couch? And she just looks at me like, no. Like, so I get the bedroom, right? No. Like, great. Oh well, at least it looks like a comfortable couch.
You are so much nicer than me. I pay for my mom and my in-laws, and if there's one bedroom, whoever paid for it's getting the bedroom.
Look, if I am very lucky that my parents love and support me and entertain my credit card hobby and will very nicely pay. So my parents probably are the ones that actually paid for the points to begin with, because when we redid the kitchen, they let me use my credit cards and then they just reimbursed me for that kitchen. So most of these points probably came from them anyway. So you know, I'll be nice. I'll let the 60 plus crowd get the bedroom. It's a really nice pull-out couch. Like the
Fair
mattress is like that thick. So I'm not super worried. And it's the view that looks out onto the ocean. So waking up to that view is going to be nice. So yeah, I'm taking my parents to Hawaii. And I keep like, we're going to Hwai's, Hy. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize. I've watched so many videos on it and I still can't quite get my mouth around the name. We're going there for my birthday, because we will be in Hawaii on my physical birthday. So we're going to a very nice steakhouse. I don't eat seafood. So Hawaii is an interesting mix of me going, I don't eat pork, I don't eat seafood. Okay. So I'm going to eat a lot of fruit. There will be a lot of fruit in my future, which I'm good with. So yes, so I'm very excited about this trip. But again, don't be scared to like just pay cash for a trip. Like I'm booking a DC trip for my family that I am using a lot of IHG points for. Like IHG points up the wazoo, right? But like if you want to do a trip and there is cash option and you can do it, you can just pay cash. And then I'm getting Delta Platinum through this. Like part of the reason I went through Delta Vacations is because I wanted Platinum status, and this satisfies my remaining financial obligation to get Platinum for next year. So Keith, AP and I are talking and trying to set something up, hopefully. So if I am able to see AP, I will definitely try to see AP. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm looking into maybe potentially trying to find a way to book my stepdad some golf, but he can't really travel with his clubs. He is a golf guy. He can't really travel with his clubs. So I like renting clubs can always be like contentious, because if he has a bad round on the rented clubs, then his vacation is less fun. And I don't want to make it less fun because we're only there for like really 3 days. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm very excited. Occasionally I just go like, I'm going to Hawaii. This is fun. I'm going to DC in August, September. I'm going to Denver in October, and I'm going to Hawaii in December.
Does Delta not let you cover the larger bags?
So could I, in theory, bring his golf clubs? Yes. Am I going to be like, bring your golf clubs, and like if something gets bent and now I have to buy him a new $700 putter because the claims process is a nightmare? Like, I don't want to do that.
Oh, that's fair. 100%.
But that is my Hawaii story, and I'm sure we will be talking about it. I do play the caddy. So I had a congenital hernia I just never knew about. Like it was there from when I was born. We figured it out because I caddied for him playing golf with him and his grandson. He and I were switching off who was carrying the bag, and the hernia became much worse after I carried the bag for 9 holes. So I'm not allowed to carry the golf bag anymore. That's the running joke in the family is I can go, but I can't carry the golf bag because last time I did, I got a COVID hernia. So it was a hernia during COVID. So I do not carry the bags anymore. But would you I mean, I don't have a sugar baby, so like I thought I'd be nice to my parents, gotta make sure I'm at the top priority in the will. So gotta do what I can. I have 4 stepbrothers, so and they all have they've given them grandchildren, and I will never. So like I gotta compete somehow.
Gotta find your edge.
Yeah, Hawaii is gonna help. It's not gonna poop on them, so there's that.
I was gonna say, as somebody that's blessed people with grandchildren, don't know how that feels. Trust me, Hawaii's way better than a baby.
Yeah, Hawaii. We're there for 3 full days, so we have enough time to like recover a little bit. We're eating at the resort. We're staying at the Outrigger reef, which looks lovely and it's right on the water. So that'll be very fun. I got the club room for me, which they're going to be able to drink. They'll get beer and wine in the evenings. They get free breakfast with me, so it'll be great. That wasn't even planned for part of this. Like this has been like a happy accident. But speaking of redemptions, Kirby asked, do you have a dream mega redemption you'd like to do in the future? Bora Bora, first class whole away. Is there a destination on your bucket list? I don't care about redemptions in that way. I like having points. So if I want, like, we're getting a hotel room the night before we leave for Hawaii because our flight is at 6 a.m. And I live an hour to an hour and a half from the airport, depending on traffic and life. And if there's a tractor in the road, literally, if there's a tractor in the road, it can be a half an hour longer for my drive. So we get a hotel the night before if we fly out early. I did that on points. I used, I want to say, total of 80,000 Hilton points for 2 rooms for a night. Like, that is how I like to use points. I don't like do these amazing redemptions. That is not who I am. But I am not the only person here. Matt, do you have a dream mega redemption that you would like to do? Bora Bora, perhaps?
Not Bora Bora, but in Southeast Asia, I would love to do a trip to, I don't want to call it Ho Chi Minh City, but Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, and then head up to Hanoi would be great. Try my hand at flying Vietnam Airways to make that a possibility. Use my dang Rove miles to do it. No, I'm just kidding. Partially. But I've always, for whatever reason, wanted to go to Vietnam. So Vietnam would be amazing. The other spots would be, the typical, stereotypical, yes, I know, but also, reasons.
Matt is getting spelled. He's shrinking and then he's going to jack himself up.
We'll see about the jack myself up part, but a little bit. Hey, Mike, how's it going? And Pyro says Vietnam does seem like a great place. Yeah, it seems like a great place. I'd love to go there. Da Nang, okay. I'll have to check that out. So that would be an amazing one. That would be a great one. That would be a build up your points for a while because I don't get to book for 1. I don't get to book for 2. I got to book for 3. So that 40,000 mile redemption, that's like amazing, sounds amazing. 40,000 miles for business class. And it's like 80,000 when you do the return trip. Cool. It's 240,000 miles that I got to go grab. So that's a pain.
Matt,
I would like to go
platinum when?
Some point, as soon as I can afford the welcome offer. Maybe next year. I'd also like to. I've not been to continental Europe. I want to go to continental Europe. I've been to England. I have been to Ireland. I've been to the one spot in continental Europe I've been is a literal weekend in Switzerland. So I want to change that. Where there are so many spots. My number one spot on continental Europe I want to go to is Dubrovnik. In Croatia. That would be amazing. because it's right on the Adriatic.
Yeah.
And learn how to tie a cravat because that's where they were invented.
I would love to see Matt in a cravat. I would love to see all of my male co-hosts in a cravat, which all of my co-hosts are male, so that, doesn't narrow it down at all.
No.
I support this.
Israel, have a good night as well. Other spots, I just want to travel more. There are places I will avoid for, my own personal reasons, but yeah, I would love to get to some extra places as well.
115 sounds miserable.
Absolutely.
Terrible. Craig, what is your dream mega redemption? What is the thing when you're laying in bed and can't sleep at night that you're like, this is what I want to do?
Absolutely. So my wife and I, we have a travel goal. So we have two travel goals. One is to visit every single national park in the domestic United States. And I say domestic United States because some people will say, well, what about Guam or the territories in the San Antonio? So every single national park, and I know that there are some in the quite literal Arctic Circle that you will need to do a 26-hour drive from Anchorage, Alaska to make, or fly into a municipal airport and then make an additional 15-hour drive. So that's a thing. And points and miles may help, but unless we are getting some additional major Uber super duper cash back, it's not helping. So for me, there are three really, really big redemptions that I want to do. We're doing one in January for my fun fact, guys. I have a birthday curse, so I don't travel the day before or the day on my birthday. Terrible things happen on my birthday. Parents get divorced.
That's my parents.
Tell me, yep. Tell me, hey, we're getting divorced. It's my birthday, and the look of horror on their face. They're like, oh yeah,
happy birthday.
Maybe that's why they were getting divorced.
Boom! I am a jackass. But sorry. But yeah, this is a story for another time. 30 plus years worth of just terrible birthdays. But we're going to Australia for the Australian Open. And so we are going to be doing 2 weeks there. Like most people my age, have been absolutely in love with Steve Irwin my entire life. He is the reason that I love animals. He is the reason that I wanted to be a vet. And then I realized, wow, veterinary school is hard.
Harder to get into the medical school.
Right. So gave up on that dream. Yes, Tariq, I do need a hug. Just not on the day of my birth. Otherwise, you might shit your pants. That is something that has happened. When I tell you, it's been an interesting time. Bora Bora, because there's a Conrad there, is on the list, but the one that is truly a mega ultra redemption that I am knowing RJ is going to be mad at me about. I want to go to the Maldives.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
You got to go before they disappear.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, I don't want to just go just to visit the Waldorf. I want to go to also see the culture. The Maldives is like one of the most interesting places in the world. It is by population one of the most heavily, densely Muslim populations there, and they have their own unique cuisine and culture and everything. And so I just want to actually get on the islands and meet people. That's one thing about me where even if we go to a resort, hey, what's going on around here? As long as I'm not gonna get my hand chopped off and be kidnapped, I'm good. And who needs two hands? There we go.
I am with both, so yes.
But think about how good a stump could be, right? Yeah, there we go.
I am moving on, gentlemen.
Maldives.
Okay. AP follow-up question. Do you prefer Bora Bora, Maldives, or the Seychelles? Look, I don't like beaches. I'm going to Hawaii, and I am never going to set foot on a beach in anything but jeans. I don't beach, guys. So me going to the beachy places, probably not a good idea. I will literally, I will send at least my co-host in the moderator Discord channel a picture of me on a beach in jeans, because I wear the same thing all year long. There's a t-shirt and or Henley. There is jeans. That is it. So I don't beach. I do not beach.
QC Man is correct.
He is. He is in fact correct. You only need one hand to use a credit card.
Fair.
I don't have a preference amongst the three. I would like to see one or all of them again before they inevitably disappear.
For me, the Seychelles, despite it being like a super duper destination, is far more affordable than the other two.
Yes.
You can do a connection flight, land in London, stay there for 2 days, get some time adjustment, and then fly over. Like the Seychelles is actually like an attainable trip for somebody that might want to pay cash for it. Bora Bora, the Maldives are not, at least for the people that are in my tax bracket, not an attainable trip by cash. Hell, even if you use points, the boat ride to the hotel and the food might bankrupt you.
Yeah.
I am not Ask Sebi.
If you wanted to do like even further to adjust to the time frame, if you could swing it through SkyTeam, I'm sure you could do like a flight to Nairobi or Mombasa and then do the flight over from there.
Air Kenya is actually really nice.
That's what I hear.
It's very nice. I was gonna say I've been to Vietnam and we did like this was still college for winter term. We did economy on Vietnam Air. It's beautiful. It's the hard metal itself, not super impressive, but the actual service, phenomenal.
Clinton, that would be me. I plan to do like the 7-hour tour around the Pearl Harbor thing, and I'm looking forward to that. There will be no water. Like, I'm gonna send my parents snorkeling and go take a nap. Like, that's my idea of a nice. I'll have the blinds open and like the air. I will be breathing the Pacific, but I will not be in the water. I might like go to the edge and like physically put my hand in it to say that I have touched the Pacific. But I will again I will be in the same outfit that I am wearing in New York all year round while I do this. Filmo, you and I might be the most opposite people like on the planet. I haven't worn shorts since the Clinton administration. I'm not joking. Like I'm that's not a joke.
Okinawa sounds fun.
Okinawa does sound fun. All right, let's see what we got in here. All right, Robert J. What is the best setup with currently available cards for somebody who wants status and perks like international travel but has low spend, so multipliers are not important? I mean, this is going to, like, I would say the Delta Reserve has a ton of great perks, but you kind of got to fly Delta. Like the United Club, again, great perks, but you got to fly United. Like if you're not flying Delta United, I don't know the AA card, Craig, you can probably speak to that. But like, that's the hard part, right? Like a lot of the co-brand airline cards are really, really strong cards for just like perks, but you have to fly that airline. Like that's the rub. And if you're a free agent or whatever, that might be a problem. Tariq, if we hit 1 million subs, I will wear shorts. But short of that, no.
RJ, you and I are polar opposites because there's a TikTok of me somewhere getting catcalls because I had on some Hoochie Daddy shorts at the Roots picnic. So
here's the thing. I support anybody who wants to wear anything. Like you want to wear it, you feel confident in it, makes you feel good. Awesome. You know what makes me happy? A Henley and blue jeans. That's what I
support it.
So it's like, it's one of those things. It's like, I have to take my hat off to go to dinner because they have a dress code and hats are not allowed. And my flat cap is close enough to a baseball cap where I don't think they're going to know the difference. Like, so I have to not wear a hat for like 3.5 hours. And I'm already like mentally preparing myself because this hat is basically glued to my head. Like it is fused. I wonder if it has fused, if they'll let me keep it on. But yeah, so it's a thing. I kind of want to find this tic tac of the Hoochie Daddy shorts just so we
I'll
can
drop it in the
have
Discord.
Matt's hair flow and Hoochie Daddy shorts t-shirts. Like,
And Tariq,
again,
yes,
works.
I was a hoochie in my youth, and now I'm a dad. So technically, whenever I wear shorts, they are hoochie daddy shorts.
This is true. So people have said platinum, people have said Venture X. I mean, I think if you want status, like if you want perks and status, I do think the platinum still gives you the most of those if it's not a co-brand. Like if we take co-brands out, because the Aspire is an amazing card, but again, you got to want to stay at Delta. Or I'm sorry, you got to want to stay at Hilton. Like the Brilliant, great card, got to want to be in Marriott or at least use them to pass along points to become miles elsewhere, right? Yes, QC man, my parents are beach people. My parents are going to love the beach. We are right next to the beach. They're going to be so happy. And I'm going to let them, because if they go out, I can nap. And I don't think I think we don't talk enough about napping on vacation being critical to the experience. I love a nap. I nap before almost every episode of Stack Your Points on Monday night. Between when I get off at work and when we record, there is usually a nap. I love napping, but yes, my parents are beach people. They will love it. But yeah, I think if we're not talking a co-brand, I kind of still think the platinum has it. Like between the Marriott status, the Hilton status, the lounge network being the strongest, like getting into Sky Clubs. Like, I don't know, like it has priority pass as well. Like, I don't know how you beat the amount of access even at the $700 price point. We're not going to talk about the possible change because we don't know what it is yet. Like, it could be a $200 increase. It could be a $700 increase. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the only other cards I could think of would be cards that like give you temporary status for the first year of holding the card, but now you've got to work to hold on to that status going forward, where it's not a ongoing perk of the card. So that does sort of disqualify things. Like you could get the Qatar card, and that would be amazing, but you lose the status after the first year, or spend $45,000 through the card to keep the status. I think it's 45,000. It might be higher.
And
but
he's specifically saying low spend. So like that's also why I want the platinum. There's no spend, like you just get the things. There is like, it doesn't matter if you put $1 on the card or $1 million on the card.
Yeah. Maybe a card that gives good airline alliance status. So the closest I can think of is the Qatar card, but that card, again, it's only for the first year. You could status match around and try to find a airline that has lower status, or not lower status, but like easier to attain a status. But that one's going to be hard.
Yeah. I mean, like, I get you want like best setup and you have low spend. You kind of have to find a card that just gives you the perks. You give them $700, they give you perks. Like,
yeah.
Pyro's right. I was actually going to mention the CSR. You all are hearing my tiny crotch goblin.
Not the first time one has been featured on this show.
No, Matt's like ran into him several times.
Nice. So I was going to say the CSR in its new format with the IHG Platinum, which, if we're being honest, if low spend is your thing, you're probably better off just getting the IHG card.
Yes.
Or get Ambassador.
Yeah.
Just buy Ambassador for $250. Like that certificate, I'm using it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Gonna be that certificate paid for itself.
No, absolutely. And I was gonna say too, to Pyro's point, the Star Alliance Maple Leaf lounges are really nice. Granted, that's only Canada and some Canadian and some domestic Star Alliance lounges. I'm trying to think here too, because if we're co-branded, this is obvious. That's a good one. CSR, I also, for me personally, I like the rental car status that you get, and the CSR discount on National and Enterprise is actually a little bit better than the one that you get on the Platinum. But that's through Visa Infinite benefits, so that could be any
That could be any Visa
Visa
Infinite.
Infinite. Yeah. Um, there's just not a lot of great ways to get status if you aren't going through co-branded cards. Now, granted, most co-branded cards you don't need to put a ton of spend on, right? Like, let's say if you wanted high status with Hilton, get an Aspire, get the Brilliant and the airline card of your choice, even at a mid tier, two free check. I mean, for the AA cards, not particularly great multipliers, which no airline card is, but you essentially get gold
But if low
status.
spend, you don't have to with low spend and not caring about the multipliers, like it
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Yeah, and to Keith's point, Platinum has the Amex offers.
true.
Like here's the thing, guys. I see this on Reddit all the time and it makes me want to blow my brains out. Amex offers are Amex offers. There are some that are platinum specific or specific to a certain card, but the offers are the offers across all cards. If I see one more, oh my God, Shake Shack for $2 off is so luxury. Guys, it's just the Amex offers. Like, take a freaking break. Honestly, collect like 7 or 8 $95, $150 cards, and you'll probably get as much status as you need. Like, if you want one card for a bunch of money, like you can get the platinum. If you want 7 cards at like at $100 each, you could probably get more of what you're actually looking for.
I'll also be realistic and say this. I think we put an overvalue on a lot of statuses, right?
Yeah.
Like, and Lonnie and I were having this conversation. If you're traveling for work or if you're doing 10, 15 plus trips a year, I get it. Status matters. There is a far higher propensity of you getting upgrades or you getting better treatment. I get that wholeheartedly. But like, if I'm being realistic, how many of us really need airline status? Are we really doing enough flying for that to matter? How many of us really need hotel status? Granted, I will admit Hilton Gold, easy to get, and that those benefits are really nice to have. I'm not looking for an upgrade, but getting $30 to $50 a day in just food and beverage credit, I don't care what anyone says. It matters, right?
And
Like
it
when you go to
works.
Disney or somewhere, you're getting $50 a day just to use. Trust me, it adds up.
It works at the hotel, at their like food section, which might just be a bag of chips for $15. But if it's 11 o'clock at night, room service is shut, and you could eat literally anything that they put in front of you, and you just like need food, like just being able to use your credit there is worth its weight in whatever.
Absolutely.
Um, Matt, any encyclopedic knowledge of cards that we're forgetting?
No, I think we've hit most of them. I can't think of
What's
any
the
offhand.
Bank of America card
Premium
that
Rewards Elite.
Yeah, I don't know how many perks are on that.
Not
They're more spending perks, not
Okay.
status perks.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll move on. Keith, friend of the show, to the hosts, what card do you think is missing from your setup? I'm sorry, what card do you think is missing from your setup that would improve it by adding it? Annual fees must be under $7.95. So platinum or under. Very generous of him. I need an Aspire. Like, it would fundamentally, with as much as I spent, was as much Hilton travel as I do, me having Diamond would in fact matter. So for me, it is an Aspire. My Surpass will become an Aspire in hopefully December when Amex graces me with the request and upgrade button actually doing something.
Are you going to have two Aspires or are you just foregoing the sub?
So I'm probably just going to upgrade the Surpass because I'm at my max for credit cards with Amex. I have my 5. So I would have to close the Surpass, which I have the Hilton Business, so it wouldn't be the worst thing. But if for whatever reason they won't approve me for the Aspire, I've now lost that credit line. I've lost that card. And I don't want to take that risk. Because I also don't always want to hit the Aspire sub amount. Like, it's not hard, but I don't know. Like, I am one of those people that subs like stress me out in a way that I will overspend because I just want it done. Like, it's
Oh,
not
I
that I
understand.
overspend because I like, cool, I got a new credit card. Let me swipe. It's, oh my God, I got to hit this. And yes, it's 6 months, but my brain goes, you need to hit it as soon as possible. And then, like, brain stuff happens and I spend. So for me personally, I don't love subs. So I will probably just upgrade that card.
Understandable.
But I can get an upgrade offer on it. So there is that. Upgrade offers, for whatever reason, my brain eases up a bit. Yes, Keith, I understand, but the business platinum also doesn't get 5x on direct things, which is a thing to note.
Yes.
And
Craig?
those Hilton credits are probably coming in October.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Almost assuredly. Craig, what's missing from your setup?
Honestly, not a lot. So I've had the Aspire now. The Aspire is actually my first luxury or big annual fee credit card that I ever got, and I got that in 2021. Um, and then from there, I just kind of went crazy. I've had the Brilliant, got the CSR, got the Platinum. I think, and this is the thing, it's not really missing from my setup. It's nice. It's a nice to have, but it's not necessary, especially considering the stockpile that I have. I would like the City Executive card, but for me, the problem is I already have AA status that gives me Admirals Club, so I'm really just paying 5.95 for 10x on hotels, which, eh, especially now that I'm not doing nearly as much work travel, isn't
Mm-hmm.
as particularly alluring to me. Um, I know this is a boring answer, but I'm actually fairly happy with my combo of high status with Marriott and Hilton. Hilton Diamond is great. I'm I'm so close. I'm so freaking close. I got 413 more dollars to hit ambassador, so I'm pretty
You'll hit
sure
it.
we'll just yeah, we'll hit it before the end of the year. And then that'll give me some cushion because next year I know I won't hit titanium. Um, but yeah, no, I think right now I'm good. My premium card selection has actually been cut down. So we cut the US bar. We're cutting down the venture. Well, we'll keep the Venture X. We're cutting down the CSR, or depending on what the platinum looks like, we'll cut the platinum. But the two cards that I think I'll probably keep the longest are the Brilliant, which is currently downgraded, but that's because I already have status, and the Aspire. Everything else can just kind of meh now that I'm not traveling as much. So really, for me, it's just hotel status, and we're moving on about our way.
Matt, other than a JetBlue card that's worth it
Yeah.
and the Beyond, what is missing from your setup?
So two cards that don't exist.
Well, I know your
I
setup, so I had to do that because your setup's actually pretty solid.
yeah, the only other thing I can think of right now would be being able to consistently earn 3x across the board, 3x ultimate reward points across the board, and like do an Instacart and DoorDash play, which would be kind of hilarious. But the fact that Instacart has Walmart, Dollar Tree, all three of the major warehouse, all three of the major warehouses, and you don't need a membership to shop them, and you don't need a Visa specific card for Costco. There's also Restaurant Depot where you can like order meat from in bulk. So like there's a bunch of extra options with Instacart that DoorDash doesn't cover, but DoorDash covers everything with 3x dining, and Instacart can cover everything with 3x either online grocery or if the Sapphire Preferred becomes regular grocery, that would be swell. So I'm probably going to consider doing a setup where I have the Sapphire Reserve or the I could just do this with the Sapphire Preferred. So I may just knock down to a Sapphire Preferred if I don't like the reserves. If the reserve isn't fitting me, and just try to 3x all the things, because a lot of the shopping that I do can be done at through those two applications. Yes, you're paying a fee. You're paying service fees. I don't like people. I don't like going out. I don't like going in the store. Like the only things that the most important things with going to a store that like Instacart or DoorDash don't allow for is like picking meat and picking produce. If all I have to do at a store is walk in, grab meat and grab produce, but everything else can get delivered to me, yes.
I have a genuine question because I'm not to be funny, my like, what are the fees and everything like on Instacart for you? And I say this because I've had this conversation with somebody where they're like, "Oh yeah, just use Instacart." But and granted, I know you don't spend nearly as much on groceries, but like at my level, an extra 3 or 4 or 5% does make a difference.
Sure. So again, I got the free year of Instacart Plus. I that almost lapsed, but then I extended it out another 6 months with my ink cards.
Okay.
So I still have Instacart Plus. Using Instacart Plus, I want to see what my last order was. 1 second. I want to see if I can pull up my last orders. Okay. So one of the first ones I did. Oh, hold on. I have to go to my email. But like a $70 order at ShopRite, it was only like I was only charged the service fee, which was like $3 because they knocked down the service fee when you're an Instacart Plus member. So part of why you pay the 120 or like the $99 for DoorDash or the $96 for Instacart, and you could save money on the Instacart Plus membership with like a Costco membership. Or hopefully the Sapphire Preferred will just have an Instacart Plus membership because that is that line of things is still missing. Anyway, you pay like $96, and like your typical fee is probably somewhere around $8 or $9. But if it can get slashed down to $3 and you're not paying the delivery fee and all you're worrying about is taxes and whatever's left of the service fee.
Mm-hmm.
And if you live in a state that doesn't charge sales tax, all you have to worry about is the service fee, then you're just 3xing all the things.
Hi, Jason. I see a ladder emoji. So I knew even before I saw the name that there was Jason. Interesting. I'm interested in Matt's setup. I'm really interested when the chase lineup gets done, when we get beyond. Like, I'm very interested if his setup is going to radically change, or if he's like, no, I'm just adding one card and then that's all I'm doing.
A Wells card with a grocery category or a Chase card with a grocery or warehouse category is kind of all I need.
I'll be honest, if the CSP gives an unlimited grocery category, I'm probably just going to drop my gold and call it a day.
Yeah. Even if it's unlimited, even with the online grocery
50,000 limit, would you do a CSP, like do a split?
Oh, so I'll be honest. The main concern for me right now is both keeping things simplistic, but also as high of earnings as possible. But I will say I will categorize simplicity over anything else. The only reason I've not just gone to a pure Surpass or a pure Saver One setup is because we had certain redemptions in mind. But in fairness, the Surpass has no limit, right? Like I could make the Surpass work. I'm just choosing to be picky because I want a little bit more flexibility. I just got Globalist through that AA match. Well, through something else, but that's for something totally different. So like, it would be nice to transfer 150 or 130,000 points over to Hyatt every year for grocery spend, or use it for United. I'll say after losing Hawaiian, the only transfer partners that are particularly interesting to me that other people don't have are ANA and Hilton. I don't want to pay and this is just me being picky, but I really hate paying the extra little tax that you have to do to transfer out Delta miles from Amex.
I think it's dumb, but I don't even think about it.
No, agreed, but like transferring out 200,000 MR points to Delta, a couple $100 at a time, it gets old.
Last time I transferred out like 100 and something thousand, it was like $24.
Really? Because like when I was so
Hold on.
granted, I transferred out like 700,000 to Hawaiian, and that was a few $100 for me.
It was not like, hold on. I'm going to pretend to transfer some to double check myself, but it was not very much money. It was under $100. Hold on. I gotta go to my platinum.
And do you have grocery stores around that you can use like their app to trigger the online grocery?
Yeah, so for me, Kroger can. I have not had the chance to test out Meyer, but that's where we do our odds and ends shopping. We
Okay.
also do quite a bit at Aldi and there's two local chains that we use a lot, but Kroger, I know for a fact I could use the CSP app. The problem there is my wife is not going to take the extra step to make
Yep.
sure that 3x. She's like, if I can't swipe it or tap it, I don't want it.
So 127,000 Amex points to 127,000 Delta miles is $76.20.
Okay. So yeah, when I transferred out that 750 to Hawaiian, like it was a pain. I'm not gonna lie, it made me go, ugh.
I get it, but I think because it's like there are only a couple, people
I'm the
recoil.
weirdo. Yeah.
But like it's dumb, but I don't even think about it.
No, that's fair.
Yes, Jason, shit SP is the good one. So Keith has another one. This one is particularly amusing to me. Bang, marry, kill. Built City US Bank. Matt, I'm going to you first.
I can't just kill all of them.
No.
I'll kill US Bank just to put it out of its misery because I don't know what the hell they've been doing for the last year and a half. Whatever it is, it's not smart. Whatever a good business decision is, US Bank just says, but what if we do the opposite? So I'll just dispatch them from this mortal coil. That leaves Bang and Marry with City and Built. That's going
to be
choice.
A marriage headed for divorce.
That is
50% in by year 5. You could also kill them for the insurance money. I'll cover you with an alibi.
I like this idea. I like
accidental
that idea
death is far easier to do than like murder. Like just put them on the roof in a hailstorm. It's fine.
Well, I would probably just bang and dash on City, which leaves me with Built, which is kind of fair, but like that's a rough one. That is just not ideal. But objectively long term, I think Built 2.0, and as soon as Built decides that credit cards are no longer worth their time, will be a better program.
Kid.
So US Bank is definitely getting killed. I was already on the fence about Kent like downgrading that US bar that we did the experiment for. But now that it's like only in the portal and the lost the 0.5 kicker, there's absolutely no reason for me to even consider it. I'm going to date Built. And the reason for that, Built does not have a grocery category. As much as I love my Alaska Miles, and I truly, truly love my Alaska Miles, there's nothing sustainable enough for me there. This future might hold some grocery multipliers, but for right now, it's just not viable. City, I hate to say it, transferring them all out 1-to-1 to AA. I can get unlimited grocery gas, some oddly restrictive travel, which is weird, but yeah.
Yep.
It's not a happy choice. Like, just to be very clear, I don't feel good about this marriage. It's a very much so Game of Thrones arranged marriage. We're doing this for the peace of the realm.
You've got like Catherine of Aragon and Henry VIII vibes going on for that marriage.
Oh, 100%. Somebody will be walked through the gates and lose their head.
How much like Natalie Dormer do you feel like right now?
You know what? I don't think any of us need to answer that question.
Yep.
So that is a person whose like face was just created to smirk.
Oh yeah.
Like that. Nobody, especially when she was playing Moriarty on Elementary, like no, that is a face made to smirk. I'm gonna be different. I am going to bang City because I don't like City. I don't.
I don't think any of us do.
But do it quick and dirty, get some points, transfer them to AA, liquidate them somehow, right? Like that, it would just be that. I am going to marry US Bank because at least the Cash Plus and the Shoppers Cash are really good cards. Like those two cards are solid enough. And then I'm going to kill Built, not for me, but so the community can shut the fuck up about Built. That's why. Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So I'm killing them. I'm taking them out like Old Yeller. They're going back behind the barn and they're just going to be gone.
Plus,
I don't talk
US
about Built
Bank.
nearly as much.
I said the community, Matt. I did not say you. I did not say my co-hosts. I said the community.
That's fair.
You know what, RJ? I support your marriage because apparently I just went in to like look at this. They sponsored Happy Gilmore too.
Which is supposed to be a terrible, terrible movie.
Can I just tell you, I love a terrible movie. Me and my wife unironically love Hubie Halloween.
Oh, thanks for killing. Keith, literally, you were in my head as I'm saying I'm killing Built. So I will take that $4.99. Thank you, sir. Yeah, like here's the thing: Adam Sandler can be a good actor. Like he has range and emotion. He also just wants money, and we will give it to him if he makes movies for his IP. He also starred in Jack and Jill, which is perhaps the worst movie to ever like happen ever. So there's that. But yeah, guys, we're out of questions for the chat. So if you want to hit us up in the chat for questions, or if Kid wants to ask Matt questions, I'm all here for it.
Matt, would you rather have to be relegated to a complete city setup using nothing but Apple Pay, or be forced to watch Little Nicky, Jack and Jill, and Hubie Halloween as your only sources of media for an entire 5 years?
Okay, but Little Nicky is not bad.
Popeye's chicken is the shiznit.
Where's the eject myself from all options button?
That's in the oh god, what was it? Will Smith that had the clicker, the movie you could fast forward.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, was that Will Smith?
No, it wasn't Will Smith. I can't think of who it was. But there was the ability to like fast forward life. That's what Matt needs in order to survive that 5 years.
Yeah. Could I survive in an all city setup? Yeah, absolutely. With only using mobile wallet, I mean, half of my transactions would get flagged for fraud, which would be a real pain in the ass. Like again, my problem isn't that the cards are bad. Like the cards are fine. I don't love the structure of Elite. I thought that was silly, and like they didn't replace the card that they were supposed to replace, so they kept that card around on life support for no good reason other than Elite wasn't good enough.
Jason, you really do have the best.
On Two Phones Today, it didn't cause a rift in time-space. Well, in space-time. Well,
here's the thing. If only 20% of people who add cards to it have a problem, like, that's the problem, right? Like, it isn't everybody, but it's enough people that it's a problem.
Yeah, that number cannot be... It is 2025. That number cannot be 20%. Like, that number can be 2% in 2025. That number can be 20% in 2015. That number has no business being as high as it is with City in 2025. So that that's a part of my problem. My other problem with Citi is like their customer service, with the exception of like getting prestige customer service, and prestige cardholders know that they get the priority good customer service. Like that is an experience unto itself. Your regular Citi customer service is not great. So like you're going to get bad customer service on the, half of your transactions flagging inappropriately. Why would I do this to myself?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I wish I could like Citi because they do have some interesting things.
I mean, AA 1-to-1, like I didn't think they would land the plane, but considering that they landed the plane, cool. And like after your welcome offers, then the deluge of points, unless you're like a Citi hacker, in which case, I hope they shut you down. But like your ability to gain points does get limited by some of their caps.
I don't care about AA at all, but I think like they do have some interesting cards. Like if the Strata was an Amex card, I would have it. Like that's the thing. Like they have cards where I say if this was somewhere else, I would get it. And I think that's the mark of having good cards. I just don't want their ecosystem.
Yeah. Bill Wright's going to be in Maui this fall. 3 Hilton free night certificates and 2 additional days on points. That's awesome.
Nice. It's very nice.
And real quick, just wanted to re-highlight the super chats because we didn't shout them out as they came in. Well, we shouted them out a little bit as they came in, but we had Double give us a super chat at the beginning for $2. Israel, before he had to leave, gave us a $2 super chat. QC Man gave us a $1.99 super sticker. Thank you very much for that. Rex Blinn dropped the $1.99 super chat, and we had Keith with $4.99 for killing Built for him.
Yes.
So
I will always kill Built for you, Keith. I will. I'm a woman of my word. I will always kill Built for you.
Yep. Yeah. Again, like grocery is the only category that Citi has over Chase and Wells in my wallet, but like. If Beyond came out as like let's say Beyond comes out and is something of a carbon copy of either the US Bank Altitude Reserve or the old Sapphire Reserve, right? If it has mobile wallet, like I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else.
So let me ask you this, Matt.
Yeah.
You can pick one card.
Yeah.
With an over, let's say, $400 annual fee.
Yep.
That becomes the Beyond. It cannot be a card that is not publicly available. So no US BAR, because that's just cheating. What card would you pick? Like, because the CSR is not the CSR anymore, so you can't go there.
Yeah.
They can't platinum it. Where do they go?
That's kind of the problem. Like bringing back a fan favorite card right now is probably your best play.
Do they have a fan favorite card to bring back that is multiple hundreds of dollars?
Well, again, it's the examples I've already given. But
no, I meant of their own staple. I don't know their history of past credit cards.
I meant like literally like the Autograph Beyond is just the Sapphire Reserve that you knew and loved. Here it is. Or the US Bank Altitude Reserve that you knew and loved. Here it is. It's $550, not $400, but here it is.
The problem with that is they loved it because of Hyatt, or a lot of people loved it because of Hyatt.
A lot of people loved it because of Hyatt. A lot of people loved it because of the 1.5 in the transfer portal. I get that. But if Wells just carbon copied a card that was beloved, that could be a path to, that could be a path to getting people to sign up for their cards. Now, publicly available cards right now above that are multiple hundreds of dollars, I don't know that going the Venture X route is necessarily the best idea. Hopefully they will go to the old CSR setup. Yeah, that would be interesting.
I'm restricting it because so here's a thing that I have noticed in credit cards. Companies don't actually like to rip other companies off. Yes, you have rotating category cards, you have whatever, But like companies don't actually rip each other off very much. You would think they would more, but they really
You-
don't.
You would think they would more, but if a company is leaving a space, right? So like I could see Wells Beyond not doing mobile wallet because because Altitude Reserve is probably coming back with the cap, right? But if a company is vacating an area with cards, I don't see why another company couldn't slot in a card that had those features.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm saying they don't, which is different.
Yeah. But the new head of credit cards at Wells being from Chase specifically, and like the old head of Ultimate Rewards, that might be interesting.
I still don't think I don't think the companies like to cheat on their homework. And I feel like they feel like it's cheating on their homework. The Zinc card. Unironically.
Zinc would be hilarious.
Yeah. Something I'm also going to say, and I don't understand why it's such a contentious point in our community, but people poo-poo on Wells for their transfer partners, and to that I say, how many of you are actually using Thai Airlines Orchid program? How many of you are actually transferring to Air India? How many of you are actually utilizing these one-off offshoots within Star Alliance, Sky Club, or One World that people are talking about, right? The only thing that Wells is really missing is, yes, a domestic airlines, but more importantly, airplane, right? Like if they add that, you have all of your major people are using Virgin, people are using Avios, people are using airplane points. Turkish maybe, right? But like, we sit here and we act like Wells doesn't have some of the best earning categories that there possibly is, or earning cards. The only thing, quite literally, the only thing that Wells is missing is groceries. And like, if you want, sorry, go ahead.
I think it hurts them much, much more not to have a marquee hotel than it does on the airline side.
Oh, agreed, 100%.
I think not having, like, they're not going to get Hyatt, not going to get Hilton. Marriott's already in bed with two people and they want out of one. Like, that's the problem, right? Is you enter the premium space at this point. A lot of the main partners are taken. They have choice. They're 1 to 2 a choice, which is great. But like, choice is very niche, right?
Stayed
like,
my first choice. It was nice.
Yeah, like some of them are great and they do have some higher ends, but like that's the problem is like they don't have that. Like if they had Hilton, right? Like if Hilton was with both Amex and Wells for some reason, I don't think people would talk about the transfer partners being a problem nearly as much as they do. Like if they had Hilton and Aeroplan, I think it would just be a non-issue. Like even though I couldn't use it, like I think it would be a non-issue, right? But I think the problem is that hotel issue being what it is holds them back much more than airlines. Because I think people in their heads, if you want Delta, you just go with Amex. If you want United, you just go with Chase. If you want AA, now you just go with Citi, right? Like, yes, there's the air whatevers. I think people talk about them more than they actually care about them.
Completely agree.
But I think the hotel thing is actually, like, if you gave some people True Serum, I think the hotel is the actual problem.
And I'll say that I know they won't get some of these major ones, but I think Accor could be fantastic. First, granted, it's still international mostly. But realistically, if they could get Wyndham's already in bed with SAP Capital One, and isn't there one other person that transfers to Wyndham? Trying to remember.
Citi and Capital One.
Yeah, Citi and Capital One. Wyndham would be a fantastic, right? Like there are enough quality, or at least resort properties. They have the most rooms in the world. So like there will be on properties. So like there will be space for people. And realistically, Wyndham points have a pretty decent value, right? Like you will never pay more than 30,000 points per room for a Wyndham property.
So I wonder how much of the game is simply like name recognition. Because like, yeah, Wyndham has a metric crap load of rooms, right? And they have some great properties. But like even people in the credit card game, I think they're so used to hearing Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt
Mhm.
maybe IHG as well, like those 4, and then the 3 domestic airlines and their alliances, that I think that's part of the problem, right? Like, yes, can you get value out of any program? Yeah, you can get a ton of value out of Choice, you can get value out of Accor, you can get a value out of any airline that you wanna do the work on, right? Like, you can, but even people deep in the credit card game, I think we overestimate what people are willing to do. Because if you want that 30,000 first class flight on Qantas, right? You have this window, you have to take this PTO, you have to do this, this, and this to get it, right? Because
Yep.
we talk about, well, you can do this. And is there a day and a time you can do this? Absolutely. But is 99.9% of people, even deep into credit card people, going to do the thing that they need to do to get that 30,000 flight, right? And I think that's the problem, is we talk about these things, we talk about the possibilities without talking about the probabilities. And I really think we need to focus more on the probabilities. The probability of me staying at a Hilton in the next 6 months is as close to 100% as I can get without not physically being in a Hilton at this moment.
Right.
But the chances of me staying at a Choice or staying at a Marriott or staying at anything but a Hilton or an IHG is considerably lower. Like, my probability is different. So I think those are things we need to focus on more than possibility. Because there's a possibility I stay at any
Absolutely.
hotel chain, but there's not a great probability.
Going back to the chat, QC Man, as far as I'm aware, you can still transfer Wells Fargo points out as a single point. And did you see the story about the La Quinta Inn in Florida that had virtual check-in with the front desk person from, I believe it was Sri Lanka or India, whichever? Do you see this kind of outsourcing becoming standard at non-luxury hotels soon? If they are, don't stay there.
You're going to have a lot of people, especially people who are not technology savvy, just walk out.
Yep.
And that's like, because then they're going to do chargebacks. They're going to go the Karen route. Like, and it's not going to work for the hotels. Like, there are some things you can do. Like, I think enough people have gotten used to tech support, like being whatever your stereotypical tech support is. I don't think they will accept it at a hotel. I think it's a fundamentally different experience.
Especially when reception doesn't just have the check-in, check-out portion of things. Like, they are the front, like they are the face that you see. They are the representative of the hotel. Like, what happens when they take it the next step and try to outsource housekeeping, when they try to outsource maintenance, and like who's in the building?
Airbnb did.
If anything like horrific happens at the hotel.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one there to handle an emergency.
Like, I genuinely wonder what happens if like somebody does like physically hurt themselves and there's nobody at the front desk. Like, that's a problem. Or like, there's as Spathco had, there's a knife under my bed or an axe. I don't remember which one. Like, somebody's going to deal with this now, please.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So if you're running it, if you're noticing that, if that's a thing that becomes more of a norm, especially at the La Quintas, the Wingates, the Days Inns, why am I only picking on Wyndham properties? But like, what is the lowest tier, like Hampton Inn? If you're noticing that at a Hampton Inn, like,
it's not going to happen at a Hampton Inn.
I'm not saying it is, but if there were a Hampton Inn,
I think a Hampton Inn is higher than the others you were saying.
Yeah, it depends on Hampton Inn.
It more depends on like the property management company than it does the hotel chain itself, because the hotel chains don't own the hotels. Like, part of when they all went asset light, they sold off as many of their properties as they could to make a quick buck. Yeah. And now everything goes through a property management company. So
it's the only reason we didn't stay at a Westin in Napa is that they were like, oh yeah, you don't get any of your benefits recognized. And it's like, no, but it's a Westin. And it's like, yeah, nothing.
Yeah, we choose not to. Which Marriott is way too permissive with that.
Absolutely.
So the Hyatt, you're like, each level of hotel, each hotel chain brand, each brand within the chain, Like they'll have various levels of capability just because the hotel manager, the hotel owner, isn't the brand. And that has been like the biggest reason for qualities of hotels dropping.
Do your research. Like this is a place where I highly suggest like you check your reviews of whatever you're saying. Like I do that. I stay mostly at Hilton's and IHG's. I don't care about like if it's a Hampton Inn or a DoubleTree or whatever. I look at the actual hotel. I have no idea the answer to this question, 521.
So the only thing I can think of 521 is when you get the question, do you want the rate in your local currency or converted for you, and you pick the local currency, like the bank will do the conversion at the at like the most favorable rate to the bank, I think, which is like there's a reason why you select local currency as opposed to what they choose as their as the conversion, because that conversion price is usually a couple percentage points higher than it should be. So if it's based on local currency and you get the bank getting an okay transfer rate or conversion rate, it's negligible to the bank at that point. Like they can't do it with every card, and that's why a lot of cards with no foreign transaction fees. I don't know how Capital One does it on all their cards, because there are very few no annual fee cards that have no foreign transaction fees. It's Capital One cards, it's the Fidelity card, it's technically the Robinhood card, but we're not going to count that because it has a $50 annual fee at minimum. Then there's
Matt, check
the Apple
the
card.
Clinton comment. Not that one.
Take the
Next
loss.
one.
Question: how they afford to pay 3x rewards if they're not getting high swipe fees? Yeah, they may just end up taking the loss because it's better to not charge a 2.5% conversion rate, 2.5% foreign transaction fee on a Sapphire Reserve when the expectation is they want you using this card all around the world.
And they also like the percentage of people who actually matter on a spreadsheet for foreign transaction fee is incredibly small.
Yeah.
I have cards that have foreign transaction fees and I don't. I've had exactly one time in the last very many years that I've actually seen a foreign transaction fee show up on as a charge. It was on my Blue Business Plus for something that I probably could have just put on something else.
Same.
Right? Like that's one of those things where it's just like I might have one, maybe I got a couple that I just didn't ever notice that was a charge, but most people who have credit cards aren't actually doing a lot of FTFs.
Yeah.
Why you got to take away the card I want? Why QC man? Why you gotta not let me have my Cobalt? And Matt, if I can't do the Cobalt, you can't do the Saudi Arabian like Prince card of solid gold or whatever it is.
That card has no rewards. That card just lets you
Has
do
money.
what's yeah.
Yeah, but the bank
is,
account it's linked to also does not have a limit. So
yeah. Besides the Cobalt, are there any foreign-based credit cards that have good multipliers? So Citi still has the Prestige in other countries. Like Australia has the Prestige. And it's the same Prestige as the United States had. I want to say Citi also has that card in Britain, but I might be wrong. But yeah, there aren't too many foreign credit cards with amazing multipliers. Like there are versions of the American Express Platinum card that are only like 2 points per dollar on Amex Travel and 1 point per dollar everywhere else.
So you mean it's the business green, but all over the world?
The Australian one is 2.5 points per dollar spent for the Amex Business Platinum, but that's on everything. And I was just looking at that, and I was like, oh, RJ would love that.
Yeah. What's
the 300,000 point offer right now for 12,000 and spent?
Hooray! 12,000 Australian.
Yeah, so that's like 8,000 US.
That's not bad.
I think one night we were on a chat, Matt, and we looked at a bunch of countries.
Yes.
I feel like that's a thing that happened.
That's part of how Stack Your Points became a thing.
This is true.
What's the most wait they fly there moment you've ever had? Like when walking to your gate and you saw a flight to somewhere that surprised you. I always giggle when I see a gate flying to Appleton, Wisconsin. This doesn't really happen at like you would expect it to happen at the hubs just because, but I also don't think of it at the hubs because they're hubs. Like this is the feeding airport, right? Like you're going to fly from Racine, Wisconsin into Chicago. You're going to fly. Well, you shouldn't fly from Racine into Chicago. It's like a 20-minute drive.
Yep.
Really terrible option there. But like, what would it be? Oh, like Billings to Salt Lake, right? Like, oh, they fly to Billings? Why would you have to fly to Billings? Well, because Billings is very far.
The American Express Business Gold Card in England, UK, whatever, is the 2x on American Express Travel, 1x everything else. This is the business gold in the UK. I feel like I need to go take a cold shower. Like, what?
You're going to see that setup, 2x on in the travel portal, 1x on everything else on a bunch of American
It's literally
Express
the business platinum, too.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Anytime I'm feeling bad about credit cards, I just need to come look at the Amex site for other countries.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, Australia is pretty decent.
I think I was looking, I want to say, China has some really interesting cards. Hold up.
That doesn't surprise me.
Where is...
I was about to say, like, flying from MacArthur to LGA. Yeah, don't fly from MacArthur to LGA. That's not worth doing it. Some flights are buses now. Yeah, that's true. Especially Spirit.
AA has a lot of that in Philadelphia. A lot of people going to Lancaster and stuff. You could just take a bus.
They're literal buses.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go from the Philadelphia airport. Oh, God, I watched Noel Phillips do like 8 flights in a day out of Philadelphia.
Yeah. Trenton Mercer is like, if you take the bridge, 30 minutes away. If you don't pay tolls, 2 hours, which crazy that Jersey is that particular about things, but neither here nor there.
That's not crazy for Jersey. The fact that you can get somewhere in less than 30 minutes is crazy for Jersey. You can also do like an Atlantic City flight from Philadelphia that is just a bus. You can drive out to, I want to say you can go out to Reading.
Yes, you can.
The hilarious thing is like these aren't supposed to be flights. Like they're just supposed to be connections to the airport for you to like fly on from that airport to somewhere else. But like they all count as flights. So like if you finagled your way around and like Amex doesn't, not Amex, American Airlines doesn't catch you, you will get points and you will get like flights for all of those buses. Now, granted, it's like $200, but like,
I wonder what a status upgrade looks like on a bus.
Hey, access to the Eurostar Lounge for those terrible multipliers. There is that. I mean, Eurostar is nice.
I don't care.
But
this is me. I don't care.
Fast train.
I don't. My love of public transit is basically nothing because I'm not conditioned to like it.
You just grew up in the boonies.
I did grow up in the boonies. I am a hick. Like that is a true fact. Like I am from places where people bury dynamite because the government might come to their house and they would rather blow their property up. That is not a exaggeration.
HSBC might have some crazy earning cards in Asia. I don't look at HSBC because holy bad bank, Batman.
Yeah. Okay, why does other countries get like a blue, cool-looking card and America doesn't?
Do you want multipliers or do you want pretty cards?
Pretty cards.
Both. Why you gotta limit me to that, Matt?
I'm not the one limiting you to anything. This is American Express's choice.
2.25 points per dollar on purchases excluding government bodies in Australia. I love that it's just like no government bodies. So like, do you not get like parking? Like, what does that mean? Australia, where's Doc Crans when we need him?
Yeah.
I need to know this.
Pop it in the Discord.
I will. Go to stackyourpoints.com and you too can join the Discord and see that conversation.
Yes.
Also, other countries have monthly annual fees that you can pay instead of yearly annuals. How do you guys feel about that?
I prefer annual to monthly because you get a little bit of a savings.
Say there's no savings. Like for a moment, we're gonna say there's no savings.
If there's no savings, I'm 100% going monthly because I don't want to give you everything up front knowing that I might not use everything. Now, if they break up the credits to monthly, that sounds absolutely miserable because could you imagine unlocking $20 per month or whatever that breakdown is for FHR on the Platinum card?
No. I refuse. One moment. Vamp for a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a ton of cards from other countries. Like the thing is America, because of who America is, we love some like points and things. Like other countries have like laws about like abuse and our banks don't necessarily have those all. So some of it is just simply like banks are allowed to put us over a barrel.
Yeah, they have some scummy practices because one of the big reasons that they don't have reward programs, there's a limit to how much interest you can pay.
Yeah.
Granted, there's a limit here, but like also the structure in which you pay it is completely different.
Yeah. So that's part of it, right? Is that there's not that.
And I'll say this too, it also lends itself to why flights outside the US are so much cheaper. We make fun of Delta Sky Miles, Sky Pesos or whatever, right? But like, a flight from Taipei to Seoul is half the price in Delta miles as from Detroit to Atlanta.
Yeah. There are regional airports that do a lot of funny things. Ask me how I know. International doesn't actually mean what you think. It just means that they have people that can actually process you if you come through.
Yep.
It'd
Emergency
be
landings.
cool to have customer protection laws with actual teeth. That'd be nice.
Sounds like you're a communist, Matt.
I was going to say, that sounds anti-capitalist to me there, comrade.
You know what? Late stage capitalism's for the birds.
If Matt was alive during the McCarthy era, do you think he would be in a hole yet?
Oh, yeah.
I would have been shot in the street.
This is fair. All right, guys, we are out of questions. Any final thoughts? We're a minute and a half from 2 hours, which is our usual time. This has been fun, kid. I'm glad you were here.
Same.
Always
Elton
feel
John
free
was
to
here with us.
Always feel free. Yes, we have Elton John, which is always good. That's not actually kid's living room. Like, I mean, it's a beautiful house, but it's not his actual living room.
Sweet if he was.
What was that?
Oh, that squeaking sound? Somebody turned on water in my house.
Oh.
And that's in the actual dungeon.
Yes.
Nice.
Sometimes I do these from hotels. Usually I'm in the dungeon, though. Hooray!
I get Matt. You didn't make a Mean Girls joke during the fetch rewards card.
Look, fetch
Sir,
made
go
fetch
to the
happen.
corner. Go to the corner immediately.
I've never actually seen Mean Girls.
I haven't either, but I've been on the internet.
Tariq's
You
been
don't
looking
know
for
the
company.
phrase "stop trying to make fetch happen"?
I'm aware of the phrase "not stop trying to make fetch happen." Fetch is an established company. Like they've been around for a while.
But the credit card isn't.
I'm telling people to run far away from it.
Yes, but don't stop trying to make the fetch credit card happen is right there. I am so disappointed.
That's all right. It's only gotten 250 views.
I feel like you're Boimler right now.
Don't you dare.
Okay, Rutherford.
That's fair. I will do no such thing. I'm not going to the corner for this. If I had released that video on the Stack Your Points channel, then maybe there's a case to put me in the corner. No, it's on my channel. Leave it alone.
I can't. I don't know how I feel about this, Matt.
You know what? For that, I'm going to go after a couple custom caches just for that.
Double confirm. Matt's applying
See?
online right now.
I did actually have a credit card application up during the show. I just didn't hit submit.
Lame.
U.S. Bank.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen. I think we have satisfied all of the questions this evening. I've had a lovely time with you and our lovely viewers.
Likewise.
And we're ending this with 22 people here, which is always great. It's nice when you guys hang out with us. I think we were up to like almost 40 at one point.
Yeah. Juan is definitely getting the fetch card. He doesn't care what anyone says. Well, if it can work for you, great. It does have like that spin to win feature to get an extra $1 with every purchase. So there's that. That's cool. I'm just
imagine if that was on your CSR, like an extra 1x if you just like spun the thing and hit it right.
Dang it, 20 cents.
Damn.
Yeah. The amount of people buying bananas would skyrocket on their CSR.
Oh, absolutely.
Just make me twitch. I
did not. No. I checked it and there was nothing there. So I don't know, which is why I took it away, Kirby. But I did not, like, there was nothing in the AMA. So I don't, or nothing in the Q&A. So I don't know if it just didn't work. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Been able to see it.
If you think about it again, just throw it in the Discord.
Yep. And yes, they do have gift cards, and the gift cards are probably your best one-to-one redemption. And gift cards are, in the areas where you're going to use gift cards, they are more like legal tender than anything else. So Delta and Southwest, it can work out. It's just the redemption for it is just a pain, man. Because it's not like a $5 gift card should be 500 points. It should not be 6,500. And with fetch, it is.
Should is a loaded word in the world of credit cards, Matt.
I mean, and just in general.
It is. Though I am very glad to report that I used my MacBook Air M4 to be on the stream tonight, and it works. So I might record the show on it Monday.
Oh.
It's hooked up to the same. Literally, I take the Mac Pro and take it off and put the Mac Air on, and everything is exactly the same. So, it saves to the same place. Like it's not on the computer. I don't have to worry about space. So I might. Or I might chicken out and be like, no, I don't want to lose this recording. So we're gonna put the Mac Pro on.
I just realized I have to do a couple hotel bookings for next week. Not looking forward to that.
I'm sorry, Matt.
20x with the card using a portal. Okay, that's fair. I just wish their points were more valuable. My issue with Fetch is the value of the point, not
You should just
not
stop
the
trying to
overall
make
program.
that happen. I'm gonna make so many puns about that on Monday's show, Matt. I want you to be prepared.
How many of you personally have been victimized by RJ?
Hey, now, what did I ever do to you, kid?
Oh, it's the constant AA abuse.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. As you consider moving to Delta.
There we go. Fun fact: Governor Pritzker is not actually. It's the other side of Governor Pritzker's family. So it's like his cousins. It's not him and.
Okay, but Matt, like, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
but also like,
well,
those
I freaking
circles
hope
all
so.
run.
That's.
I think
all
he
I'm
should
gonna say
put
is-
them at Hojo's.
That's a quick way to get them to go back to work, which we don't want to happen.
Oh no, these are the Democrats. Never mind. I take that back. I was thinking there was Republicans there. No, they should get the finest Conrads and Waldorfs. I understand that's a different chain. I do fully understand that, but they should get something nice.
Son, if I ever get there, I hope I do.
You can, Matt, book a vacation for yourself and do a solo trip.
I might. That would be fun.
Sometimes you just got to book it for yourself. And then maybe you'll find a partially great redemption and you can fly your parents to Hawaii and get preference in the will.
Split through ways.
I'm an only child on one side. I got a bunch of step-siblings. So it's mostly for like status in the family. Like I got my Delta status and then I got my sibling status. So I like to see that bar also move.
One, I'm seriously worried about them. But yeah. Yeah, especially anyway. With that, before I get too far
this is
into
not
that,
stack your politics.
Yeah. No, the last time this happened, like we could be convinced that they were going to be fine. The time before that, when this happened, we were convinced that they would be fine. Now I'm less sure. I'm worried. So yeah, this is as good a place as any. You can always check us out at stackyourpoints.com. Link to the Discord, link to back here on YouTube. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe, hit the like button. We will be back tomorrow with a video with the tomorrow is the questions. Yes,
Tomorrow is
questions.
Q&A. Yes.
We have mini mailbag and mini topics on Monday and Tuesday. We'll be back with another full topic show next week, but that's going to do it for tonight. We appreciate you guys sticking around for as long as you did. We will talk to you guys soon, but bye for now.